Greetings to readers, viewers, and listeners, and welcome to this next edition of the prediction video known as the SuperBlog Versus. This one's going to be for NXT Deadline 2022. Um, just want to, before I go into all that, I just want to let you guys know that I'm feeling much better. When it comes to my autistic burnout, it's going to take me a little while to get things back to where I wanted to be, but rest assured, I am getting better. But that's not what you guys want to talk about. What I'm going to be doing is in the description of this video, I've got a video. I've got the thing that I'm going to be looking at when it comes to the predictions I'm going to be making for NXT Deadline. So I want to explain the match concept that's going on called the Iron Survivor Challenge. Two wrestlers start the match, and every 5 minutes, another wrestler enters until all 5 participants are present. After the last wrestler enters, there's a predetermined time limit. Each time a wrestler scores a pinfall, submission, or being the victim of a disqualification, they gain a point. A wrestler who is pinned, submitted, or is disqualified goes into a penalty box for 90 seconds. The winner of the match is the wrestler who scores the most points at the end of the time limit. And the winners of the men's and women's matches become the number one contenders for their respective championships, for the NXT championship or the NXT women's championship, respectively. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what the rules are about. I'm kind of like everyone else. I see where it can be King of the Mountain, and I can also see where it could also be. There could be other aspects to it as well, like the IWGP tournament that goes on during the Super Juniors. I mean, I've heard of it, so I'm kind of intrigued. It's kind of like the Elimination Chamber. I'm intrigued. I mean, I don't want to say anything bad about it until I actually see the match, and that's going to be happening tonight. That's going to be happening tomorrow. So let's get down to business. I'll start off with the one on the bottom, Alba Fire versus Isla Dawn in a singles match. Keep in mind, I haven't seen any of these matches like this, so I'm kind of intrigued just in general. But knowing what I know about Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, I feel like Isla needs this victory more than Alba does. It kind of makes her. It would kind of elevate her to kind of build new stars. For the future. So I'm gonna go with Isla over Alba at this one. And then we have a tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince, and Kit Wilson versus the New Day. This one, I think the Pretty Deadly is going to win, only because of the fact that the New Day. It would be a good idea for the New Day to win, and I wouldn't put it past anyone. But I think Pretty Deadly needs some challengers to get them ready to go. So I think that Pretty Deadly is going to win, if only by disqualification, because at that point it makes the feud a little bit better for other challenges to come in too. So I'm going to go with Pretty Deadly on this one. Braun Breaker, Apollo Crews, Braun Breaker defends the NXT Championship against Apollo Crews. I wouldn't be so surprised again if they went to Apollo Crews to win the championship. Though I feel like the momentum Braun Breaker has had, I feel like it's hard to ignore that Braun's going to be the one to beat in this one. So that's my opinion on that. And then we get to the first for the women's Iron Survivor Challenge for the NXT Women's Championship, or for the number one contender, to determine the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship. It's Zoe Stark versus Cora Jade versus Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James versus Indy Hartwell. All of these all these ladies deserve to be here, I feel. Cora Jade and Roxelle Perez have something when it comes to women's tag women's tag team championship reign, which shouldn't exactly go well. So they may cancel each other out. I want to say that Indy Hartwell is going to win this one, if only for the fact that it gives her something after being injured for so long. So I'm going to go Indy Hartwell on this one. And then we get to the men's Iron Survivor Challenge to determine the number one contender for the NXT Championship. We have Carmelo Hayes, JD McDonough, Grayson Waller, Joe Gacy, and Axiom. I'm going to say the smart money would be on JD McDonough or Carmelo Hayes. If I had to choose one over the other, I think that Carmelo Hayes might be that guy to take the title away from a Braun Baker. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen as soon as people might want, but I think it's something to think of when it comes to building for the future again. So, with that being said, those are my predictions for the for NXT Deadline. If you like this video, check me out on YouTube on the Autistic Super channel, and you can check out all my videos on the autisticsuperblog.wordpress.com. Stay safe, stay strong, be daring, and as always, shine on.